Welcome back. The housing market has been like a little bit of a roller coaster ride over the past year or so, and with prices and interest rates both on the move.
Here to give us an update on where they are now, where they might be going, and some trends that we should be keeping an eye on is real estate broker Erica Reddy. Welcome, Erica.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Okay, so real estate is something everybody loves to talk about, whether you can afford it or not afford it right now. But I guess the question we want to start off with, right now as you see it, and all the situations across Canada are very different, but in general, is it right now a seller's market or a buyer's market?
So great question, and one I am frequently asked. So I would say, most cities, and again, as you said, it does vary city to city, but in the bigger cities, we are definitely seeing more of a seller's market, less of a buyer's market, not enough supply, and way too much demand.
Right, got it. Okay, so are you typically recommending right now, if you are looking, should you be buying or selling first?
So I would almost say this is like a 50-50 split. And the reason I say it is it's very personal. Everyone's circumstance is going to be different. If you are looking for a really specific product, so that house that has to have, this, and this, you could be 3 months, 6 months, a year. So you're probably going to be buying first and selling second. Now, if you need a house, you need to make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row financially, you're probably going to need to sell first, know exactly what that big picture looks like, and then you're going to proceed with your purchase.
Okay. So talk about conditional offers, because that was really something that flew out the window when it was sort of a buyer's market. So is it the norm again, or are people still coming in with clean offers in order to secure a sale?
Definitely. So again, this is changing city to city, really depends on the supply and demand. So if we've got, not enough supply and tremendous demand, which we're really starting to see, you're seeing the need for clean offers, multiple bids. There's 6 buyers, say, for one house versus 1 buyer for one house. Yeah. So therefore, that brings back that need for the multiple offer and the clean offer. If we're not in that circumstance, then obviously you're looking at a situation where you might be able to have a couple conditions in your offer.
Okay. During the pandemic, we saw a lot of people leaving the big cities and heading for the countries or different provinces, which drove up recreational home prices, which has been a problem.
Definitely.
Have things shifted back, or what's happening with all that now?
Totally. So, everyone kind of remembers that time in the pandemic where it was really scary. You didn't know what it looked like and where you should be, and being far away from people was actually the name of the game. So we saw that trend in the recreational market. Everybody kind of fled into those places to get space between themselves. And now, obviously, you're seeing this trend of back to work, back to office, and, commuting from a cottage that's 2 hours away, plus traffic, is not necessarily what people are looking to be doing for their day-to-day life. So I would say you're seeing the trend of the recreational market actually go back to being a recreational market.
Okay.
It is a seasonal, it is a cottage, it is a cabin, and you're definitely seeing, as far as demand is concerned, a little bit less buyer demand and a little bit more balance in the recreational market, because it's just becoming what it was, a recreational market.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, let's talk about condos for a second. Anybody
Sure.
all coming in here, you saw out here, there are cranes in the skies everywhere around the city, and many other cities are like that as well. Are condos still a good investment?
So pre-construction is in full swing, no pun intended with the cranes. But at the end of the day, I do think it's still a really good investment depending on the kind of purchaser that you are. So I have a lot of clients, I find that they look at pre-construction as a long-term investment. So they might be buying for a downsize, for retirement, perhaps buying for, say, their child post-university, that type of situation. You're looking at it with, a 5 to 7 year time horizon, because by the time you sign that piece of paper, the crane goes up, you actually get the keys. It's not tomorrow. So long-term investment, unequivocally, I think it's a great buy.
Okay. I have a few friends, one of whom might even be somebody who's on this show, who bought for the very first time during or around the pandemic at sort of the peak of the market, who are now sitting here going like, did I just make the worst decision of my life? Can you give them some hope?
Of course. So straight up. Yeah. So my advice, and this is hard, honestly, it's so hard. And with every app known to man, you can pretty much find out what something's sold for in a blink of an eye. So it can be quite, depressing. But at the end of the day, my advice is time is always your friend. The more time you have on your side, the better off you're gonna be. So, in 3, 5, 7 years, this is probably just gonna be a little blip in history. But for now, it's hard. It really is.
Thank you.
We are talking about, at least in this city, and again, other big cities in Canada, there is so much demand, not enough supply. And that's why we're starting to hear discussions about laneway suites, garden suites. So what are your thoughts about this? Is it a trend, or is this just absolutely a necessity in these big cities?
So you know what? I would say it's probably both. I think the emergence of the laneway trend and the garden suites and all of this is actually fantastic. Now, for somebody that might not know what a laneway suite is or a garden suite is, it's effectively the ability to build a dwelling at the back of your property, obviously different within municipalities. And what it does is it provides additional housing. So you could have rental income coming from your laneway home. You could have a place for maybe your parents to age in place. If you needed nanny quarters, I mean, you name it, working from home. I just think there's endless potential and just huge value to be had on these.
Mm-hmm. What impact is the aging population having on real estate?
Another great question, you ladies. So the aging population is interesting because I feel like everybody goes, okay, people get old and then they all of a sudden, buy their condo and it's just, that's how it works. And downsizing is really different. And yes, you definitely have the pragmatic people that are like, you know what, I want out of my house and I want to be in a condo and that's what I'm going to do. So that's, one part of it. And then you've got others that go, okay, I want to explore it, but no, wait, I really like my house. I don't want to leave it. I have so many memories. I love to host. I love to have people. So they aren't leaving their house. And then you've got those that are like, wow, I'm active. I love cycling and biking and, skiing. And I want to be in a really recreational market. So I would say you see all varying degrees of the spectrum when it comes to downsizing.
Okay. Just fascinating. We got to have you back because this is a hot topic, clearly. Erica, thank you so much. You know what you're talking about. Thank you. We'll be right back after this.
Thanks for watching. We've got lots more discussion and debates on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.